He never expected the night to feel this heavy. For most people, a blind date was a chance to meet someone new, to laugh, to start fresh. But for Ethan, a hardworking single dad who spent years holding his small family together, tonight felt like a risk. He hadn't been on a date in 5 years. Not since the night everything in his life fell apart, the night she disappeared. He had convinced himself he was finally ready. His daughter Mia had been encouraging him for months. "Dad, you deserve to be happy too," she said, hugging him before he left the house. She was only 7, but she spoke with the wisdom of someone who had watched her father struggle silently for far too long. Ethan kissed the top of her head, promised he wouldn't be too late, and walked out with a heart that felt strangely hopeful and painfully nervous. The restaurant was warm, softly lit, and filled with the low hum of conversation. It was the kind of place where people came to celebrate milestones, first dates, and new beginnings. Ethan sat at the reserved table by the window, straightened his jacket, and tried to breathe. His friend had set this blind date up, insisting the woman was kind, stable, and genuinely interested in meeting someone serious. That should have comforted him. Instead, his palms were sweating. He glanced at his reflection in the window. A man in his early 30s who had lived a life heavier than his age. A man who worked 2 jobs, took care of his daughter alone, and carried memories that still stung. He wondered if anyone could understand that. If anyone could handle his past. His phone buzzed, a text from the blind date. "I'm almost there. Sorry for keeping you waiting." He typed back, "No problem. Take your time," though his hands shook slightly. He didn't know that the next 60 seconds would change everything. The bell above the restaurant door chimed. A cold breeze followed the woman walking in, her silhouette outlined by the outdoor lights. Ethan didn't look at first. He didn't want to stare at strangers. But when the hostess pointed her toward his table, he lifted his eyes casually. And his entire world stopped. It couldn't be her. It wasn't possible. His heart pounded so hard he thought it might burst out of his chest. The woman approaching him, the woman smiling nervously, the woman stepping closer with hesitant footsteps, was the same woman he had loved, trusted, and lost 5 years ago. Her name echoed in his mind. Lena, the mother of his daughter. The woman who had vanished without a trace. The woman he had mourned long before he should have. She froze too. For a second, her breath caught, her lips parted, and her eyes filled with disbelief, and something like guilt. "Ethan," she whispered, her voice barely audible. He stood up slowly. He didn't trust his legs. He didn't trust anything in this moment. What are you doing here?" he asked, his voice shaking with emotions he'd buried. She swallowed hard. "I didn't know, I swear I didn't know it was you. When they told me it was a blind date, I had no idea." His mind raced. She was there, real, breathing, standing inches away. After years of thinking she was gone forever, years of raising their child alone, years of pain, of anger, of unanswered questions, she was suddenly in front of him like a ghost from a different life. He sat down slowly, because his knees weakened. She sat across from him, hands trembling. For almost a full minute, neither of them spoke. Finally, Ethan found his voice. "You left us. You left Mia. I searched everywhere. Why, Lena, why did you disappear?" She closed her eyes, as if the weight of those words pushed against her chest. When she opened them again, tears shimmered at the edges. "I never wanted to leave her," she whispered. "Or you. But I was drowning, Ethan. I was sick. I was in a really bad place. I thought walking away would protect you both. You could have told me," he said, his voice cracking. "I would have helped you. We were a family." She looked at him with pain and regret. "I didn't want to be a burden. I didn't want Mia seeing me the way I was. The depression, the panic attacks, I didn't know how to be a mother like that. I thought I would ruin both of you." He clenched his jaw. Anger, relief, sadness, everything hit him at once. For years, he had imagined 1,000 scenarios, 1,000 explanations, but nothing had prepared him for this truth. Still, something in her voice convinced him she wasn't lying. She wasn't heartless. She was just broken. And she had broken him too without meaning to. The waiter arrived, but both of them shook their heads. "No one could eat right now. I know I don't deserve forgiveness," she said softly. "I know I hurt you more than anyone ever should. But I've spent the last year trying to rebuild myself. Therapy, treatment, everything. And when I finally felt strong enough to reconnect with people, I trusted a friend to help me start dating again. I never imagined I'd walk straight into the past I've been terrified to face." He stared at her, the woman he once loved, the woman he thought he would marry, the mother of his child. Her eyes weren't the same, there was exhaustion, humility, healing, and a deep, aching guilt. "What do you want, Lena?" he finally asked. She hesitated, her voice breaking when she spoke. "I want to see her. I want to see Mia. Just once, if she wants me to. I don't expect her to call me mom. I don't expect anything from you. I want to see the little girl I walked away from. I think about her every day." His chest tightened. The thought of Mia meeting the mother she barely remembered felt dangerous. It felt unpredictable, but it also felt necessary. Silence wrapped around them again. Ethan leaned forward slightly. "She's not the same little girl you left. She's stronger than both of us. She had to be. And she's happy, because I made sure she never felt abandoned. But she still asks about you. Not every day, but sometimes." Lena covered her mouth, tears rolling down her cheeks. Her shoulders shook as she tried to hold herself together. "I'm so sorry," she whispered over and over. For the first time, Ethan didn't interrupt. He let her cry. He let himself feel everything. Maybe this moment had been destined long before either of them knew. When she finally calmed, he spoke again. "I won't make any promises tonight. I'm not ready to forgive you. But Mia deserves the truth. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday." She nodded, wiping her tears. "I'll wait however long it takes." They talked for another hour, not like lovers, not like enemies, but like two people who survived a tragedy together. They spoke about Mia, about the years they missed, about the versions of themselves they became. The night ended quietly. No dramatic goodbye, no sudden reconciliation, just two broken hearts acknowledging each other after years of silence. As Ethan drove home, he realized something unexpectedly peaceful. The past no longer felt like a chain around his neck. It felt like something he could eventually heal from. When he walked into the house, Mia ran to him, hugging his legs. "How was the date, Daddy?" she asked. He knelt to her level and kissed her forehead. "It was unexpected," he said softly. "But everything's going to be okay." And for the first time in years, he truly believed it.